That's right! Welcome to the side of the ring because it's time for Ringside. Got a bunch of news lined up for you, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, we're just gonna regarding the recent report about The Rock's profanity use on WWE television and social media, Wrestling Observer Radio's Dave Baszler has heard from talent who are upset about there being a double standard at the PG company. One said that Rock can do whatever he wants because he's on the TKO board and, quote, has an entire team of representatives that he surrounds himself with, who handle any issues that come up so Rock, quote, stays out of the mess. Baszler downplayed the idea that Fox is upset about Rock's profanity and says they get scripts of his segments in advance and know when to bleep them. If someone came up to me and said, hey, I'm going to punch you in the face, and then I'm going to kick you in the gut, and then I'm going to kick you in the butt, and then I'm going to try and break your ankle, and then I'm going to punch you in the face again, and I'm going to do all that in the next hour, I'd be like, cool, but no, right? Like, if The Rock came, if I'm Fox, and I've got a whole, policy on swearing, right? And someone comes up to me and goes, hey, here's a script, and they're swearing, and I'd be like, hey, can we do something about that? And they'd go, well, we already wrote it. And I'd be like, okay, well, I'm Fox, so take this out, or you're not getting it. You know, I don't think that just because he is telling them that he's swearing doesn't mean that the swearing is okay, right? And I talked about this already, and I'm not trying to downplay the severity of it. I'm not trying to make it seem as though I'm perfectly fine with the fact that The Rock is. And you know what? I just realized? How do we know for a fact that The Rock is even doing this? Can we confirm? Can I get a confirmation? Hello, Susan? Can someone come back from the office and give me some type of written document that says, yes, Dwayne The Rock Johnson is 100% doing this on purpose? Right? Because I said this. I was like, I don't see him waking up and going, yes, I'm going to do all of this, and make it difficult for everyone else. I don't think he's going out of his way to do that. I think that he is aware of the pull that he has, and he is using that to his advantage. I wouldn't listen. If I'm Rock, I would do that a little bit, not too much, and especially if it started getting a bit of a rise out of people like this, I'd be like, all right, let me back off a little bit. Let me relax. So I don't think he's doing this on purpose, but at the same time, my main point that I was talking about yesterday is that, listen, okay, in this world, there are going to be some people that just have a bit more sway when it comes to particular positions that they're in than others, and they're going to do things, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes they're going to use that pull that they have to do things that not everybody else can do. And you're going to be upset, but that's about as far as that's going to go, is you just getting upset. There's literally nothing you can do about it. It's the same thing. It's the same exact thing I said about CM Punk. Oh, I don't want CM Punk back. Oh, CM Punk's this and he's that. Well, guess what? Now he's with the WWE. So you literally cannot say anything. And it's the same thing with The Rock. So again, he's not doing it on purpose, and I'm hoping that this goes away. Next, both WWE and AEW offered Mercedes Moné contracts that would have been worth $10 million or more over their duration, according to PW Insider. That means the one she signed with AEW likely makes her the top-paid female performer in pro wrestling history. Mercedes chose AEW as she felt it gave her more flexibility to pursue outside acting, music, and fashion ventures. PW Insider also reports she decided based on which deal, quote, would allow for stronger potential, not just for herself, but for additional and future women in professional wrestling. But WWE couldn't do that, though. This is what I'm talking about. WWE and AEW both have advantages and disadvantages. And I even said, I was like, even if both Mercedes and Okada wanted to go to AEW, I would completely understand why. But at the same time, I feel like WWE can also offer them opportunities and what have you. And I feel like acting and music and fashion are 100% free of them. What do you mean? So you're telling me that Roman Reigns and The Rock and John Cena just never went anywhere? With Kane, The Miz, Randy Orton, Ted DiBiase, John Morrison? They never got in acting at all. The Chaperone? Hello? Come on now with this. What are we talking about? There's a bunch of different opportunities that you could have been involved in if you would have went with WWE, for sure. What do you mean? WWE's not this barren wasteland that has nothing for anyone. Everyone's skinning by water, just crawling around. What are you talking about? There's so much that you can do there. Maybe, I don't know, maybe not. I mean, they got, what's it, Love and Wrestling with Montez and Bianca. What do you mean? Music? Come on, listen, I'm gonna stay as far away from that, okay? But yeah, I mean, bruh, WWE isn't this, I don't even know what to call it. This long plateau of grassland and nothing else. You could get a lot done there. I don't know how much more you could get done versus AEW and vice versa, because I don't know what the companies are like inside and out. But to sit here and be like, oh yeah, AEW, and I'm talking as though WWE had no opportunity. But For you to go to AEW and be like, yeah, I've got all this stuff going on. It's like, well, hold on a second. Okay, what is that? WWE's not chop liver here. So, listen, there's not really much else to say. It's what she decided to go with. It's completely her opinion. But listen, either way, it would have been great for whichever company and for her. I highly doubt WWE would have dropped the ball with her. So, I mean, at this point, just gotta wait and see what she decides to end up doing, right? And, man, I mean, the way she's talking, all right, I'm curious to see what's gonna happen with her in the near future. Finally, after Shayna Baszler was announced for Bloodsport, Wrestling Observer's Dave Meltzer wrote that allowing a WWE contracted wrestler to work the WrestleMania week indie show was Triple H's call. Quote, Paul Levesque has a different view on these things than Vince McMahon had. Meltzer said on Observer Radio that he knows other indies want to bring in WWE talent in the wake of the Baszler/Bloodsport announcement. So, it's not, oh my God. You know what? We're gonna do this right now. We're gonna look this up right now because I need to, it's Josh, isn't it? It's like Josh something. Hold on. I'm looking at it right now. I'm not looking in the right tab. Hold on a second. Josh Barnett. Okay. Bloodsport X. I knew it was Bloodsport X. And also, I think it was GCW related as well. But I just wanted to, what's the word? Basically clarified. So this is good. This is what you want. And Triple H is allowing this to happen, especially on WrestleMania week, which is incredibly significant because that's usually around the time when, I mean, it wouldn't really be too out of the ordinary for you to be like, no one is allowed to go anywhere. We've really got to get this nailed down, and I completely understand. The fact that he's allowing this to happen, right? One, tells you Shayna's doing nothing on WrestleMania. Two, tells you that, the seeds are being planted, right? And I've talked about this a million and one different times, to the point someone thought that I just wanted WWE to conquer the world, which isn't true. I want more. If companies have to reach out to WWE first, but WWE reciprocates it back, then I have no problem with that. I could see if all the other companies were like WWE, and then WWE just wasn't answering the door, then I'd be like, all right, we got to really fix this, and this isn't fair, and I don't like how this is going. But someone is reaching out to them, and they are responding. That's what we want. We want more of that, and the fact that they're starting it. They've really been like doing it off and on with the Charlie Dempsey with AJPW, and then way back they did like Nakamura and all that sort of stuff. So like, there's definitely they're okay with doing it. I just don't think right now they're going to be doing it as frequently. And back then I was like, oh, it's because of all the deals and stuff like that, and where's Raw going to go and everything. So they kind of had a couple things on their plate. Now everything's not everything's off the table. A little bit more cleared off now, so they feel like they've got a little bit more room to work with that. I don't know how deep into that they're gonna go, especially right now, especially before WrestleMania. They're doing this before WrestleMania, but like, they're not doing like 4 or 5, you know what I mean? But the point I'm trying to make, this is a step in the right direction, okay? This is a step in the right direction. This is a good sign, right? This means that, if you're not doing anything, because as long as you're not doing anything, right? Or maybe sometime in the near future, it will go from your Shayna Baszlers and, your guys who aren't really, have a whole lot going on, to champions and stuff, like tag team champions and stuff. Obviously not winning the belt, but you know what I mean? Like getting featured on other shows and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm very interested and excited and optimistic, and I hope you are as well. What do we talk about? The Rock's allowed to swear, and you're not. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles. I'm sorry, right? It's not fair, and I know it's not fair, but that's just how it be. But WWE, okay, so indie sources told them WWE had, quote, top flight execs involved in recruiting Mercedes Moné and, quote, absolutely wanted Moné back in the family. And a recent ESPN profile on Moné confirmed she signed a multi-year deal with AEW. Now, 2 things. She felt it gave her more flexibility to pursue outside acting, music, and fashion, which that's odd. I feel like WWE could 100% do that. So to say that, okay, she's not saying that WWE can't do it, but I went to AEW because they can do these things for me. So what does that mean about WWE? Does that mean that WWE cannot do them as well as AEW? Does that mean that the coverage that WWE have is not as big as AEW? Maybe the opportunities that WWE has are not the same opportunities that Mercedes Moné wants from AEW that AEW has. So I don't know. Shayna was announced for Bloodsport. Now, I don't think that it was WWE reaching out to Bloodsport. I think it was the other way around, which is why I was so happy about this, because, you know, it's one thing to reach out to them, it's a whole other thing to respond and be like, yes, I'm perfectly okay with doing this. So hopefully this is, you know, a recurring pattern, and this is not the last time that we will see something like this happen between WWE and an indie show. So folks, on that note, that's going to do it for this episode. Hopefully everybody has a wonderful tonight and a wonderful tomorrow, and as always, big hugs all around.